Okay, so good evening. My name is Key Boss, Key So Yummy. I got a few names out there, but yeah, those of you know me know. I already know who I am. Those of you who don't, you should go get to know who I am. Come get to know who I am. But I want to just bring to the table today. It's time to bring it to the table. My story of dating a person offline, and I thought it was the best thing that ever happened to me at the beginning. I really did. Um, I was asked to be married to, and all of that, and then I found out something about him that just was traumatizing, like traumatizing, traumatizing. Okay, so I was started streaming on the app called Tag on about around May 2022. I started streaming on the app, meeting new people, just networking, vibing, chilling, doing my thing, whatever. And this guy started coming in my life, and he wouldn't say too much, but he'll speak, he'll throw down a little bit, do his little thing, just a little, not a lot. He was like, you should come to my live sometime. He was like, I'm an artist, I do this, I do that, or whatever. So I'm like, okay. And now he said I do tattoos. That's what probably caught me to go to his live and check him out. He was like, he do tattoos. And I had just moved to Texas. I had been here probably a year. I was freshly here. But I had just moved to Texas, and so I was like, okay, I know I fuck with the tattoos. Of course, maybe you could do some work on me. Whatever. So bam, I end up starting to go to his live. I start going to his stream. I see that he's like, he chill, he cool, he probably drawing, or he probably just sitting there smoking. He not saying too much. He just chilling. Like, I liked it. I liked that he wasn't doing too much. So we talked, we exchanged numbers. We end up exchanging numbers, talking, FaceTime calls, all that, just, pretty much getting to know each other on the app. I mean, verbally, like on the phone. So I had I it was a holiday coming up or something, and I was like, shit, what you doing? What today? He was like, what you doing? I was like, I ain't doing shit, I ain't got no plans, I ain't got nobody here with the woo. So he was like, you wanna pull up? He was like, he got it. The car not working right now. With the woo. I was like, okay. I pulled up, but I'm like, what we gonna eat? Cause I like food. So I'm like, what we gonna eat? And I'm like, never mind. I'll take credit. So I'm the type of woman, like, I like chill, laid back stuff. We ain't always gotta go out. I've already been did a lot of everything. It's cool to go out. I would prefer to go out first date. But I did that a little different. Like, I whipped down on a nigga, like, woo. Whipped down on him with some lamb chops, lobster tail, baked potato. We just, did it up. He was with his mom lived with his mom in a little condominium, little private pool and jacuzzi area, all that. So we grilled out, all that. I brought my bathing suit, we chilled, kicked it hard. It was a vibe, like, it was like a instant connection type stuff. So instant that I slept with him. But before I slept with him, I had been like going through his phone. I already the first few days we was together, I was going through his phone. Like, he was talking to some chicks or whatever. He had some chicks he had to cut off. I was like, you can't, deal with nobody else if you gonna deal with me. He like, I don't with it. He was like, they ain't talking about nothing anyway. Like, he was ready with the move. Like, we was so transparent. Like, I thought we was so transparent. Like, for real. Yeah, so he kind of like, I feel like he like tricked me. Like, everything was just so perfect, y'all. Y'all think, and I'm not talking about perfect. Like, he was the perfect nigga. He had money, all that. No, none of that. He had to get a job, and he was trying to get a job. You rarely see stuff like that in men, right? So he like was getting up. We was going to get him little clothes from Ross, little stuff putting together, make sure he got something nice to wear to an interview. He getting up, he emailing, they emailing him back. He in all type of staffing stuff, all that. So this, I could say that I was with him when he didn't have nothing. We started from the bottom. Like, I had everything. I had a place to stay and I had a vehicle. I had everything I need. What I needed, I had everything I need. I've always had everything I needed. Okay, if you know, you know. So he ain't had no license. He didn't have nothing going on with his credit. He hadn't even used his credit. Had nothing on his credit type shit. He wasn't even in the system. Like, I'm making phone calls off the rip. I'm making sure. Oh, the food was great, by the way. The food was very good, and this almost kind of away in my drawers, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, the food was fine. Shit, and so, whew. So y'all, so he doing, I see him, getting up every day, trying, we going to get a license. He taking the test. I'm like, you gotta do this. You gotta have license and insurance to drive my whip, while you go look for a job. You know what I'm saying? So the car he had was his dad's old vehicle. He left him. So we like just dating and we just taking care of business though. It really wasn't a lot of like dates going on right then, but we would go out. We would go out and hang out. He would always say, we did everything on the list today, we should go hang out. He, was that type. And then he'd be like, he always held the doors. It was just like, y'all, like, okay, so bam, this September. All this happened in September. We getting licensed together. We like, everything good. I think we even went out of town or something, like, at the end of September. I don't know, like, a lot happened in September. Stuff moved fast, quick and fast, okay? So, October came. It was like a long, iffy month or whatever. He got a job in October. I can recall he got a job. So, September, I paid everything. I paid everything like I normally do. And I think I paid everything in October too because he didn't have a job at the beginning of October. So I paid the bills. I paid the bills and everything. So he got the job, and then he was like, we were so excited, really excited about it or whatever. And he got a job like at Bed Bath and Body Works or something, a warehouse, paying like $25. He got like a manager's position or whatever. So everything good, everything fine. Mind you, let me rewind a little bit. It was just me and my dog. It's just me and Mocha. Everybody know Mocha is my baby. Mocha, it was just me and her at the beginning in September 2022 when I met him. It was just me and my dog. I'm very peaceful. I'm a loner. I'm not with the confrontation no more. I'm not who I used to be, but I'm who I am. So yeah, if you know, that's one of them too. But I'm not on that no more. Like, I'm not on that shit. So I'm real cool. Like, I'm real cool on shit. So yeah, I just remember that my dog did exist and she was alive and well September 2022 when I met this guy. Like I said, October was fine. He had got a job. He started paying the bills in November, as a matter of fact. November. And he's waiting on a lawsuit in the process. He got hit by a Coca-Cola truck driver. And so he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting like money off his advances, but he wouldn't get a lot. He would just get something to like pay something so we could still have some extra cash or something like that. Now, mind you, I'm a hustler. I always get my own money. So I had money. I had my own money. Regardless, I had my own money. So if he did fall short or he couldn't do something, it still got done. We never went without. So that means you would think that the home is supposed to be peaceful. You would think that, oh, this couple here, you would look at us and tell, like, you would think that everything is just gravy and perfect. And then everything changed. So y'all, I just want to do a little intermission between part 4 and part 5 for those of you who need to catch up. This is just a little intermission, just like telling you a little bit about me and him when we were at the beginning dating. So a little bit about myself is I'm hardcore. I'm a very strong woman. I'm independent. I always been on my own, and anybody I come in contact with in a relationship or situationship or anything, I'm gonna make sure they're good. I'm gonna make sure they're straight. And if I feel like I felt like at the time that was my person or whatever, I'm most definitely gonna go all in. I'm an all or nothing type person. You either we gonna deal with each other or we not. It ain't no half stepping. So that's why I go all in like I do. And that's why I have to, be very, very careful about the people who spirit surround me and energy around me. And I thought I was being careful when I was dealing with this person, but he was not the person that he persuaded himself to be, especially not right now. Who he is right now, if you saw him, he wouldn't, that's not the kind of man that I was even attracted to at the time. He wasn't like that at first. So, like I said, he was more humble, more laid back, more observing than talking all the time. Like, it's totally different. So through the time of him, I feel like he was trying to love me through trying to fight who he really was. So, that don't make him, what makes him a bad person with the lack of communication. What makes him is make it unforgivable because you were torturing me. Yeah, he was torturing me basically. Like all that being mean, talking over me, all that fighting me in his sleep. It was a lot of stuff that was going on that I couldn't get the understanding of why it was going on at the time. But we're going to come back with part 5, and I'm going to get more into depth about how I really found out, like putting 2 and 3 together. Okay, so y'all, they took my video down, but this is part 2 of how I found out. Okay, so October was going cool. It was all right, but not really. It was like bittersweet. Like he got a job. He started working. We still there was a lot of arguing going on, just arguing, just arguing, y'all. Like we argued over everything. And I did not understand it. We always had what we needed, even what we wanted, like regardless, like, cause even though he took on the rent and started paying the rent closer to November, he was paying the rent by November. I still make money. I'm a hustler, baby. We always good, so it's like we did a lot of fighting. That's when the fighting started. He had tried to bite my nose off in a fight, y'all. He had his top teeth right here and his bottom teeth and my piercing and under my lip. Like for real, it was violent. But I used to fight his ass back. I used to put marks on him too. Like this shit was just so fucking. It began to be so toxic, and but so like we would go out like I'm gonna tell y'all a little example. We went out of town and we was in a car arguing. We was in Houston. It was in Texas, whatever they little beach. They got a little beach or whatever. We had been a few places in October. We went to Chicago. I introduced him to he met my grandfather. And by the way, my grandfather was sick the day I got a phone call. My grandfather had been rushed to the hospital the day I met him. So I was very sad, and he knew my grandfather off the rip because of that situation. Like, I'm real sensitive about my grandfathers, both of them. I'm a granddad's girl. And so we went to Chicago, met my grandfather, and like we had did a lot already in October, But the fight we had in Texas, at the beach, I mean, like after we had left the beach, he pulled my wig off. He hit me, y'all. He hit me with. He always wear these big ass rings, like he always wore some rings on his finger. Even I don't know why he always had that. He always like he wanted to be flashy, but he hadn't had the money yet to be the flashy that he wanted to, that he really turned out to be. But anyway, he had this ring on his finger, and he just, yeah, he hit me so hard in my eye so fast. He hit me so hard. He said he didn't even hit me. He said, I ain't hit you. Every time I was like, my eye turned black immediately, damn near immediately. Like, it was so crazy. Like, we was out of town, like, and I put makeup on the next day, and we went out, like, didn't nothing happen. Like, that shit was so toxic. It got kind of crazy. And also, in October, we was riding down the street, like went to the store, and then we was heading back home from the store, and his phone had rung, and he answered the phone, and they didn't say nothing. They hung up, and he was like, babe, call this number from your phone. So he gave me the number. I put the number on in my phone. I dialed it, and they didn't answer. So we was about to go home and do our little regular little one too. We about to cook. We about to watch a movie. We about to smash all that old shit. So I right before we getting about to hunch, the goddamn phone rung. My phone rung. The number called my phone back, and I answered the phone, and I was like, yeah, you had called my dude phone, and I said hello. She like, the queer was like, yo dude, he went your dude last week when he was effing me. And I'm like, what? And I heard a girl in the background, a female voice in the background, is like telling him what to say. And I'm like, that was kind of hard to believe, but Devin was right here in front of me, and he looking at me like, what? Who is it? Like, what? He just, and like, what is it? I'm like, it's a dude, like, it's a sweet man on the phone. He like, what they saying? Like, he talking. I'm trying to listen to the background. I'm trying to listen to him, the dude, and I kind of got upset, and I was like, chill, I got this. And I'm like, let me talk to him. I'm trying to see what he's saying, And he like, yeah, I effed your dude last week, and he's like, he pulled up on me. I'm like, what? I'm like, he pulled up. Who he pulled up on you in? He hung up the phone. So we got into it, but it was like, I kind of believe that it was a girl telling him what to do. Remember I said he had some crazy females that was like bothering him because that he had moved on and started messing with me. So it's like, I know I heard a female, like it could have been one of them mad ass woes, sending they sweet man friend to, break us up. This what I'm, this what I got out of it. And, I tried to leave it at that, but I didn't leave it at that. I did, but I didn't. I left it at that at the time, but later on it was brought back into play. So just remember that. So one of the girls that he used to talk to, that he cut off, actually she would not stop. Like, she went as far as putting a paper with some dog shit on the damn porch. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, all that was wrong. Like, it was a lot. But through it all, we were still going to church. We had started going to church. We started going to TD Jakes' church, as a matter of fact. So we going to church. Like, he would have an attitude sometimes, and it'd be like, I can't get the word all the way. Like, I can't. Like, I'm listening, but I can't get the word all the way. It's because he beside me. I got out of there because he was beside me. I realized that God, he's jealous. I was like all up in tune with this man, and even though I was coming to church, I wasn't all in tune with him. when he was beside me. And like God just he worked his way. He worked his way. He worked his way in their relationship to show me some things that I wouldn't have never really been paying attention to because I was distracted by all the good things, all the sweet things. He would bring roses, just randomly bring flowers. I like stuff like that. And he would bring money in the house. He was doing his part. He was a good cook. He was being good to me at the same time. But when you fighting demons and you got stuff going on in your head that you can't figure out, it's hard to keep that image up. And you trying to get it out of you, and you getting it out violently. You putting your hands on me, like, and you also know what I've been through. Me. Like you didn't got to know who I am. You know where these scars come from. Like, I'm a special person. I'm not nothing to be played with, and you was playing with me, and that's why he started having a hard time. Like, Devin couldn't control himself no more. Like, shit got real ugly. Started getting, when he bit my nose, like, I was like, oh, hell nah. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, who does that? I was trying to, emotions just running wild, like, real talk. So that was like most of October. What else happened in October? We did Halloween. We actually had a run in at Halloween, y'all. Walking down the street after we left the little place we went to, a lady and a dude sitting in the car, and the woman asked me what's something to do. They wasn't from here. I'm trying to tell her what's something to do and shit. And man, y'all, the dude in the back seat, he just drooling over me. He just standing there. He just sitting there, like, giving all type of gestures and shit. And I swear to God, when we walked off, like, Devin snatched my arm off. And he just was, like, going off. Like, he was, like, so mad that the man was making gestures at me like I had done something. I was like, this shit crazy. But, and then, after Halloween, November 1st came. And now I come back and let y'all know what happened on November 1st. It was, it was hard. But I'm going to tell y'all what happened November 1st. Part 3 of how I found out. Okay, so November 2nd, my mom and my daughter and my mom's friend was coming to Texas to visit. Okay, so they was going to be there, and I had an itinerary. Like, I had stuff for us to do, things I wanted to take them to, show them all type of shows. We just was going to be out, whatever. But November 1st, y'all, I don't know what me and Devin was arguing about, but we was arguing, and we probably, I'm going to tell you, 9 times out of 10, we was probably arguing because his mama and him used to go, like, back and forth, like, through me. Like, he don't treat his mom right. Like, he can't stand his mom. Like, to this day, he doesn't talk to his mom. But at this time, they were, like, going back and forth with the talking because I wanted him to have a relationship with his mom, Like, I wasn't trying to come between it. But he was just, like, so mean to her, like extra mean, like, holding so much stuff on the inside about however his childhood went or whatever she said about his dad, and his dad was deceased, and he would hold over her head like she didn't deal with him as well. Like, it was just a lot of back and forth mom and son issues that I had nothing to do with. But I was in it, like, obviously. But we was arguing over something. It was so heated, and I know, like, when I get really mad and real angry, like, I just leave. I like to leave because I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to hurt the person that I love, and I'm trying to watch my mouth, and I'll just leave because I need to go think about what's going on. I need to go think about before I react. So I always used to leave. And every time I used to leave, I used to always take Mocha with me. I was like, Mocha, come on, Mocha. I just said, and just jump up and I headed to the door this particular day. And I headed to the door, and I'm finna go, start grabbing my stuff. I head to the door. He's yelling so loud, like his voice overpowered my voice. And he make himself even louder, and he make faces, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Like, I'm not finna try to. I had got so tired of becoming hoarse. My voice gone after arguing with him for so long and trying to get louder than him, and I can't do that. It's impossible. I was leaving, and I told my dog, I said, Mocha, come on. And I kind of flipped out and forgot that I told her to come on. And I was going to the door, and I opened the door, and he was coming behind me, and I told Mocha to come on. And he was coming behind. When I seen him coming behind me, I closed the door, and Mocha was in the door. And yeah, that's how Mocha died. Nobody know how Mocha died. A lot of people don't know, just finding out. I was ready to say it. Now I guess I don't have a choice. But that was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. When you losing Mocha, everybody know Mocha. Nobody knew how, because I never really said how. I just said it was an accident. Yeah, I killed my baby. His spirit was not right. He should have never been around me and my baby. We was at peace. We were peaceful. I let this dramified man come into our life, and then my baby is no more. I never forgive myself for allowing him to come into my life and take me. And I don't got my baby no more. That's what I should have had her out of all things after the relationship. I ain't even have her. So anyway, y'all, but I stayed up every night. He stayed up with me every night. I cried every night. I couldn't sleep without my baby. I needed my baby. My mom came the next day. It was just sad. It was just, the whole situation was just sad. It was just sad. Like, and if when nobody hurt, I was hurt. I'm hurting. I still hurt. I'm still upset about it. So, anywho, my mom, my daughter, I tried to make the best of that trip. I, tried to do stuff to just kind of take out my mind, especially off of what was going on in my life right then. I told her to still come. Like, I don't know. I needed to see my mom, like, and then so that we had did a candlelight for Mocha. His mom came. My mom was there. We met each other. They met one another. My mom met Devin and his mom, and vice versa. And we had dinner and all that. We tried to make the best of it. And the trip, and once it was over or whatever, so it went back to normal, the arguing, same old stuff. But it was some good days and some bad days. I don't know, like we'll be out and about, and I'm telling you, like, it'll just be an argument. It'll just be an argument. Perfect example, we was out one night, we got dressed up. He told me to get dressed up. We got dressed up a little bit, we got cute, and went out. And we was enjoying ourselves, and then this guy came up taking pictures, and he was like, yeah, my picture's 3 for $25. And he took our pictures, and they were nice, and so we looking at the pictures, and I was like, you would do us 2 for $15? Devin looked at me and said, didn't you hear him say 3 for $25? I said, yeah, baby, I'm just trying to see if he'll go down and do us 2 for $15. I'm a bargainer. Like, I wanna like try to talk a nigga down. I'm a finesse. I'm trying to, don't y'all know, that man went against the grain, like, drastically. He talked so crazy to me in front of everybody. Everybody, not only him, the man that we was dealing with. Everybody. He made a whole scene about it. The man said what he said. I said, I didn't hear what he said. I'm just asking him, can we get 2 for $15? And I said, why are you going against what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a cheaper price, because we don't need all these pictures. They all kind of look the same. Like, he was like, nah, and she ain't talking about shit. Here, bruh, let me get your bread. Like, like I was a stranger. Like, like I was a op. Like we didn't come together. Like that's how he was treating me out in public. Like it was terrible. It was something terrible, y'all. And on the way home when he was driving so reckless, like he finna try to kill us or something. Like so fucking crazy. So crazy. It was just like all this shit just sound like a damn nightmare. You never know what you're dealing with. Never know what you're sleeping with. His mom had got sick. We had needed her to watch. Matter of fact, okay, bam, he ended up getting me a new. I ended up getting me a new fairy animal, fairy baby. Her name is Bree, but we ended up getting her like a week or two, not even a whole 7 days. I think I had another dog. He was supposed to pay for her, but he didn't. He made a few payments. I ended up paying for her. Actually, another guy ended up paying for her and paying her off. But we had Bree, and like Bree was our baby, and then we had to find somebody to watch Bree when it was time to go. You know, all that other stuff. So he had asked his mom to watch her, but he really wasn't talking to her at the time. And I had asked his mom to watch her, but we had went to the grocery store before. She told me she was sick, but she said I'll watch her. So, but her voice was gone almost, and we had went to the store, and he had picked up some soup, and I grabbed some soup too, but a different kind. And we went over to her house. We was dropping Bree off. We asking her to do us a favor, and I was taking her some soup. I got a few things of the soup out the truck and took him in to her. And y'all, don't you know that when I gave her that soup, that man said, what you give her my soup for? I said, that's your soup? I just thought we was buying soup. I thought we was buying some soup for your mama. She's sick. He said, that's my motherfucking soup. He said, no, you don't give her my fucking soup. That's my soup. I said, we can go, I'll get you another one. I said, I'm giving her the soup. Why you don't want to give her no soup? She's sick. Like, he was so mean and evil to his mama. He did not give a fuck that she was sick, okay? That was a cute for me. That was it for me. Part 4 on the way. But yeah, y'all. Tough. Okay, guys, good evening. I want to continue with part 4, but before I continue with part 4, I want to address the negativity in my freaking room. No, I don't tell stories. No one is trained how to tell a fucking story. Nobody taught me that in school. But I do know I'm getting to it on my own time when I feel like saying something. If I got to piggyback on something that I forgot, I'm going to tell you that too. You just need to catch up. You need to catch up. You need to read when it say part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on and so forth. Then maybe you can get the picture of what's going on. And if you can't catch on, maybe you're illiterate and maybe you need to go read a real book and see if you can catch on with the settings of what's going on in the content, okay? This ain't no damn table of content. Ain't nobody teach me this. So I'm getting to it. How I found out. Part 4. Okay. So we already talked about me losing Mocha. My mom and them trip to Texas and everything, how that went. And so November was November. We did Thanksgiving. It was my first time in the kitchen with my significant other doing Thanksgiving, you know, and us making dinner for ourselves and all that. So that was cool, whatever. Still was fighting, still was arguing. I ain't gonna say too much fighting. We didn't do just that much fighting, but the fights we did have were like violent as hell, like to the point I had shot at him. We shot the gun, tussling over a gun, like it had got real bad. So December came. December was cool. I don't know what happened. I don't think we went on no trips or nothing in December, but we was just here maybe going to places in the city. That's what we was doing in December. We had his nieces and nephews, which was his brother kids that his mom or him hadn't seen in a long time. We had them over to our crib. We cooked for them. We had them for a few days. We took them places, bought them things, all that. He was acting kind of normal, but I still felt like the money was gonna be a problem. But we also we was watching like videos of how to, what to do with your money if you got a lump sum of money, like, how to buy a house, how to get into that, how to get into flipping the Airbnbs and all that. So we was watching all these videos and he all we and babe, we doing this, we gonna do that. Everything was like that still in December. Christmas came. We had a good Christmas. We exchanged gifts. He went into debt. He wanted to give me everything that I asked for or had saw or looked at or anything. Like, it was just crazy. But the whole time, like, it was exciting for me too, because I had never like exchanged gifts with my significant other. I just be the one buying all the kids something or something like that. So yeah, he got me everything I wanted. We got each other a lot of gifts. I used to always buy him stuff anyway. I used to spoil him basically. He used to spoil me too, but I used to buy him stuff all the time on the regular. After Christmas, one of his little cousin's birthday is December 29th, and I thought we was just taking her out for her birthday. Well, we was already going out, and he like invited her, and I thought that we was just finna celebrate her birthday. We sitting at the table. His cousin goes, well, the people was real friendly at the place we went to, like, but come to find out he had planned all this or whatever. So they were real friendly to me. They were real nice. And his little cousin went to the restroom. And I just remember sitting there, and a lot of people come from the back, and they got a plate of ice cream, and they got like sparkles, and they got roses on the plate. And I was just confused because I thought he had bought a bottle or something for his cousin. I really didn't know what was going on. I was like, well, we got a bottle, And then he just drops on his knees and he proposes, and all these people is looking at me and him, and cameras out and lights on, like lights, camera, action, like literally going on at this restaurant. And I'm the center of attention. I'm confused. And he like, will you marry? He like read the plate. I never read the plate. It said, will you marry me? So, of course, I'm like, yeah. Like, yes, hell yeah. Like, yeah. And I get up and we hug and kiss and blah, blah, all that. And everybody just happy, congratulating me, taking pictures, my ring. I'm like, oh, my God. And he continues to say that this ring is a 3-carat ring. He just like, yeah, I put 3 carats on her finger, nigga, and whoop-de-woo, all in the videos. And he out talking a lot of stuff. And I called my mom, like, Mom, I got engaged. And she like, I knew he asked me. And I'm like, you talked to my mama? And she had already saw the ring and all that. Mind you, my mom just on the phone. She's in Tennessee and we here. And, I didn't feel like she was excited enough. But I didn't pick it up. I was so excited that I didn't care who wasn't excited for me, type shit at the time. So his cousin come out the bathroom and I'm like, yeah, he proposed. She was like, oh, and she gets excited and everybody happy and woo-de-woo. And I guess he had already talked to his auntie in the room, and I guess told his cousin or whatever. Everybody knew what was going on except me, basically what I'm trying to say. So he proposed, and there was like, I did want to be married at first, and I was oh yeah, I want to get married on this perfect timing, and I know God ain't sent this, like this too perfect. It was like too perfect, but it was fast. Like I said, it was really fast. Everything was moving fast. That's us being together 3 months, 4 months, and I'm asking to be married. 3 months. 2. I'm asking to be married to. I'm being proposed to. Whatever. But so it's like the arguing and stuff, like it didn't stop. It was just continuously nagging. Like, we was giving Brie a bath, the new dog, we was giving Brie a bath, and I had ran the water, and we was finna give her first bath together, and I could remember, like, us arguing over the water, the temperature of the water. He was like, it's too cold. I'm like, no, it's warm enough. It's warm enough. He like, no, it's not. And he book his eyes real big, and he make these faces every time he get real mad. He used to get real mad over the smallest things. There was so many red flags, ladies. I'm not telling y'all this for y'all to judge me or judge him. You know, it is what it is. But he was dead ass wrong for being with me, being with a woman, period. Okay? Because all the actions, all those the devil movements that he was making, like, it was confusing because he was doing God too in the middle. It was confusing. He doing good and bad at the same time, and he battling with it. He don't know which way he want to go. Actually, that's what was going on. That's what I got out of it. So, like I said, we was going to church deal. We did Christmas at church. Bree was at church Christmas. Okay, then January came. In the middle of January, I think he had got put out again. I probably put him out. I don't know. It was something. He was like, in a minute, you ain't finna be able to put me out. He would say little stuff that made me think, like, when he get this money, you know, he gonna leave me. I already knew it in my head. It wasn't no doubt about it. It you know, like, it's not just my intuition. It's just like, I'm going off your actions. It's not even what somebody talking to me on the inside telling me. You are acting like you about to roll. Like, when you get your bag, like normal, like men do, or people do, women too, they forget who the fuck helped them when they was down. They forget about that. All that shit they said they was gonna do, through all that shit, man, just do it like Nike. Don't talk about it, because this should be bullshit at the end of the day. But anywho, we'll be back with part 5 when I get ready. Y'all not about to push me. All right, part 5 of how I found out. Okay, after the proposal, of course, I thought I had this rock on my ring. I'm a rock on my finger. And I'm just floating around, and, you know, I just love my ring. My ring is gold. It's supposed to be a 3-carat rock, diamond in it, or whatever. So anyway, I had this ring. And every time we would have words or whatever, like, he would be like, if you take that ring off again, you ain't getting it back. You're not getting it back. And I was like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, this ring gotta cost some money. But I wanted to know how much the ring cost, because I was trying to figure out how much of a advance he was getting, because he started buying, like, extra stuff. He started buying, like, everything was for him, though. He was buying so much jewelry. He had went and got another grill. He was buying cars. He went and bought a car without me, not even to let me know that he was going to buy a car. He just got up and just went and bought a car. Like, we in a whole relationship. You just gonna bring a whole car in the house? I ain't gonna ask a bitch, did you like the color or nothing. Like, it was just, he was just moving all the way different, all the way funny. So let me tell y'all this one more thing about me. I was on dialysis 16 and a half years. I got diagnosed with a disease called Goodpasture syndrome when I was 19. And it caused me to have kidney, heart, and lung failure. I also have had 3 hip replacements. And my body don't make calcium, so I take a shot every day for my calcium. No, I'm not a diabetic. No, I do not have high blood pressure. No, I do not have cancer. No, I do not have STD. No, I do not. All the questions y'all gonna say, all that blah. No, I don't have any of that. This is very rare. One person out of 1.3 million people get this, and I was the only person who had it in the U.S. in 2019. I mean, in 2005. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I'm taking 18 pills a day. Oh, by the way, I got a kidney transplant 5 years ago. So this that's enough information. So I'm big on health. I'm big on going to the doctors. I'm big on making sure I get all my medication, making sure I fill my bottles up, make sure my everything is right. I'm real big on taking care of myself. So this man is also acting like he real big on me taking care of myself. Me making sure I make my doctor's appointments. Me making sure I, eat before I take my medicine. He was on it. You took your shot today? He was on it every day. He was acting very concerned about that. He would act very concerned, like he was concerned. He didn't have any kids. I only had one child. He wanted to have kids, so we made a doctor's appointment to go get my medicine switched around to have kids at one point. A lot of that stuff had happened. I'm just letting y'all know a little history about my health. So I can get pregnant, but we did not conceive. We did not have a child. I didn't never get pregnant with him. Even after the medication changed, we never got pregnant. So, Devin was he was going to get, like these advances, and I believe that he was getting a lot of money from the advances, and I'm like, well, by the time the money comes, you're not going to be able to do the things that you said we're going to do, like buy a house. Like, we're not going to be able to do anything if you're using all the money, basically what I was getting to. But I didn't want to get too much in his business because I see that he was making it just his business, going to buy cars and shit without a motherfucker even picking a color out or anything. Like, I ain't had no say so on shit. So I already knew that there was a no go about a house. So I stopped talking about a house. I stopped talking about a lot of shit. I stopped talking, basically, because we basically was roommates. We basically became, like, in January, the way he was moving after the proposal, it was just so weird, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. Okay, so mind you, we had been going to church all these Sundays before January, we had been going to church together. Like, in the middle of January, I get sick. I have an episode. I was really bad off sick. My mom had to come to Texas and see about me because I called my significant other at the time, and he told me he was in Houston. He in Houston. He sound like he drunk. He sound like he at a club popping shit. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, let me get my mama because I need somebody here with me. So my mom came all the way from Memphis in a few hours. She made it. And she was there with me at the hospital, and she was on the couch sleep on that Sunday, which I pulled my phone out to have church. I have church without him for the first time. All the other times, he's there, and I'm worried about what's on his mind, probably, while we at church, and I'm supposed to be getting the word. Like, so he was a distraction even in church for me. I would be listening to the word, but I probably can't tell you the whole topic, basically. I can't tell you a paragraph on it like I could when he wasn't around me. So that was my first Sunday going to church without him. I didn't go to church. I watched it on my phone. Like I said, I was in the hospital. My mom was asleep. Nobody heard the sermon but me, and it was just for me. So after that sermon, I'm just like, did I really just hear what I just heard? Like, it was so deep. He was speaking to me in that sermon. The second Sunday, I was at the hospital. Devin was on the couch asleep. And I got up the regular time to get ready for church, early in the morning. Got ready for church. Go to walk out the door. When I close the door, he jumps off the couch, comes to the door. He like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to church. He's like, you ain't gonna wake me up? I was like, you know, we do this every Sunday. I mean, I didn't think you wanted to go. And I turned around and went on down the stairs and went on to church. That Sunday, TD Jakes was talking to me. He even spoke about my dog. He even spoke about Mocha. That's how I know this was too direct. It was too direct. He talked about he talked about sexuality is like you not knowing who you are. And he talked about getting getting a lot of money. At one point, he talked about getting a lot of money and changing. He talked about how people treat you when you've done everything. He talked about all that. Everybody else could have been catching it, but I most definitely was catching it. And I know I was catching it because nobody was around me to distract me. It was no other man in the room but him and me and TD. That's how I was taking the message at the time. He was talking directly to me. So that was 2 Sundays. And then we had another third Sunday, right? The third Sunday, he got up on the third Sunday. I don't know what y'all heard, but on the third Sunday, he got up. On that third Sunday, Devin didn't get up again for church. And I went by myself. And the whole time, TD was just talking to me. He was just talking to me. He was just trying to get me to see what was going on. Like, even though it was over, that was my closure. He wanted me to know why the whole time. You was enduring all this, baby girl, I know, but this is why. I know you just want to get on about your life, but I'm finna tell you why this man is treating you like this. Part 6 up next. Good evening, guys and ladies. I'm back with another part to my story of how I found out. Okay, but first and foremost, let's address the smoke detector. Okay, I'm not changing the battery in my head. It's supposed to beep to let me know it's working. Okay, I haven't changed it before the TikTok. I ain't finna start fucking with the damn thing now. Okay, so y'all leave me alone and just listen. Like, it's not bothering me. Why is it bothering y'all? This first I want to know. But anyway, let's get to part 6. Let's get to the juice. So, I'm gonna answer a few questions that I just recently saw. One were how long we were together for the argument started. We was together probably a good month before the argument just got like. But it was like little stuff. It wasn't no big stuff that I'm like we can't get past, because relationships are gonna go through things. And those are the ladies are judging me and got so much to say about how fast I moved and how many flags he showed me. Baby, he showed me the whole 50 states flags. Goddamn, he showed me the whole goddamn whatever flag, the 6 flags. He showed me all the flags, okay? It was a lot of flags. But at the same time, he was loving on me at the same time while he's showing me all these flags. So, you just gotta be strong enough to determine, what's love, what is it, like, and what to and what not to put up with. This is not for the old ladies who think they know everything. This for the young ladies who don't know, who think that a man showering you or doing nice things for you is, all that a relationship comes with. That's not all it comes with. Me and this guy had conversations about our family. I could tell that he was very angry with his mother. I could tell that he was very close to his father. His father raised him. He also had 2 other brothers. He have told me a story about his brother being touched as a child by one of his uncles. He told me a lot of stories, about why he don't like his mom. And I'm not the type of woman who just want to deal with nobody who don't deal with their mother if they're alive and well, you know what I'm saying? Or either way, I just don't want to, that's not my thing. So, of course, if I could fix it or help the situation, that's where I still feel like it's my need to step in it. So that's what I most definitely was doing, trying to correct something that I didn't most definitely have nothing to do with messing up. Y'all comments about TD Jakes. Of course, this happened before TD Jakes' situation hit the fan. So, yes, he was battling with his demons, but at the same time, he was helping me figure out what was going on in my household. God sent him to me. I don't care what that man do. If, I would like for men to, give women options, and you give people options. I'm free. I'm no longer in the penitentiary. I'm no longer on parole, no longer on probation or anything like that. Like, I'm free. I'm able to make my own choices and decisions, and I don't feel like I should have been forced. which I always had an option to leave. It wasn't like that, but I most definitely lived there, and he had to leave. So it's whatever. It went like it went at the end of the day. Yeah, I've been in relationships, y'all know. So, after the proposal and all of that, I had the 3 Sundays of church without him, and everything, like I said, we was already broken up. Basically, we were broken up not because how he was treating me, like as far as what he would do for me. That had nothing to do with it. It was mostly how he was treating me, how he was treating me physically, like how he would like not answer the phone or in a time manner, and then text me some BS back or something. Like, it was how he was moving. He was moving totally different. And of course, I'm just thinking it's about the money. And I'm like, okay, well, I know he finna make his move to leave, so I got 4 more months in this apartment before the lease is up, before I can move. So I was already preparing myself for a breakup. It wasn't that I was trying to force anything or anything like that. When it's time, it's time. But in between time, TD Jakes was letting me know to get some closure, how to get my closure, what to look for, what do I do now to get my closure, see why this man really behaving the way he behaving, treat me the way he treat me, moving funny, and all this. Why? So let's get to it. One night we were asleep. I want to say that night he had hit me in his sleep. Like, it had to be something to wake me up out my sleep, to make me be like, let me go through this phone. So, of course, I always said that when he was fighting me in his sleep, that it was the devil telling him to get up. Just get up. You don't belong in this bed. You don't belong in this house. You don't belong, like, you all out of order. The devil was trying to tell him. But instead, he was ignoring the signs, and so was I. So I calmed him down from fighting in his sleep, and I calmed down. He like, oh, I'm sorry, all that. And of course, he went right back to sleep. Like, right back to sleep. So he went right back to sleep. I tried to go to sleep. I tried to get all back comfortable up under him, but I couldn't go to sleep. No more sleeping with the devil, baby. I couldn't go to sleep. So, of course, I grabbed his phone. Now, by this time, me grabbing the phone had got so common that he tells me, let me know when you're going through my phone. At this point, he like, wake me up, let me see you go through my phone. Let me know when you're going through my phone. Man, I'm not letting you know shit until I figure out what I need to figure out. Like, at this point, I'm just trying to figure it out. I just want to know. I'm falling out of love. It's not about love no more. It's not about no proposal. Fuck all that. I don't want that. I want to know, why are you behaving as such? Why the sudden change? So I go through the phone, y'all. And of course, I go through the regular stuff. I go through Facebook inbox. I go through Instagram DM. I go through TikTok. I go through Twitter messages. I go through tag messages. Even though he was barely on there, but it was just, he was still on there. So I go through all the apps that he got in his phone. And it's nothing. I'm talking about nothing that I ain't already saw. Nothing shocking, nothing that I ain't already saw, like I said. So I'm like, I put the phone down. I try to go to sleep. And I can't go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. I wake up again. I grab the phone again. I'm going through the phone again, y'all. I'm like, I got to find what I'm looking for. I don't know what, but I got to find it. I got to find what I'm looking for. So I go in the camera roll. Of course, I see so much stuff of us. I see all the same stuff I got in my phone. Because he always used to make sure I send him, or he send himself, everything that I've taken in my phone that he don't have. He wanted every single picture, every single video. Anything that I took with my phone that he didn't get, he would go and put it in his phone. So he had a lot of the same stuff I had in my phone of us. He had other things of us, and it just was a lot of stuff in the phone. And I kept strolling. I went on up it was like when we first met, what he was doing, like before we started talking. I went on up to I'm in the camera roll now. I'm in the camera roll. Check this. I'm in the camera roll. I'm finna come back with part 7, y'all. I'm coming right back, and I'm not gonna make y'all wait. All right, y'all, let's go. Part 7 of how I found out. Okay, ladies, and yes, I do my own makeup. I will be bringing y'all some makeup tutorials when I do my makeup and my own installs. I will be bringing y'all install tutorials too as well. I just want to see how this goes because I never did anything on this app before, but post little videos. So, and I am modeling now, and I'm a streamer. I'm an influencer. I always got that shit on. So, y'all need somebody to like dress y'all. I can do that. Okay. And do all this. I can do it. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so y'all, tonight I went through the phone. Bam. I goes all the way up. I keep going up in the camera roll. And then I start seeing some shit. Yeah, I started seeing some big ass eyelashes. Look like fucking broom mop sticks. Goddamn. Big ass white tacky acrylic nails, like holding his thing, and they was giving him head. I look at the video, I click off the video, I look at the video, I click off the video, I go up, and it's more, and it's a lot of pictures, it's a lot of videos of him having sexual contact with men, trannies, boys, just men. All I see is a whole bunch of DICKs. I come out of all of the... Okay, and then he got videos in there where he's having sex with a white woman, and but all this stuff don't look like content. It don't look like somebody recorded or none. This is him recording himself doing these things. Yeah, he was eating ass. He was holding that man's private part while he ate his ass. He was setting the phone up, positioning the man booty to the video. He was licking that man booty and looking in the camera. He was doing all this. He was the director, the actor, the person that write the script. He was everybody. He was everybody. Yeah, he was everybody. He was everybody. He was doing everything. And my mouth just dropped. My mouth was I just was sick. I was traumatized right when I saw it. Like, I kept looking at it. It's like I just couldn't stop looking at it. Before I even woke him up, I just kept looking at the videos. I just kept looking at them. Because I just was... And you could have stuck 8 dicks in my mouth at the time, because baby, my mouth was open. Okay, yeah, y'all. How I found out that my man was a sweet man. He was a sweet man the whole time. Yeah, he was. There's the bomb. Bloop, dropped it. So, yeah, I was hurt. My emotions were at an all-time high. They was so shocked. Everything about everything about my actions after that was shocking. Like, I started thinking about so much stuff. I started thinking about, I mostly, number one, I thought about that phone call. We was driving down the street, and he said, call this number back. And I called that number, and we was finna hunch. That man called my phone back, the sweet man. And said he had bloop 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 at the motherfucking truck that I was paying for in my truck with him. Like, can you imagine two big ass, grown ass men in the back of my Jaguar F-Pace doing all those things that I saw in the videos? Like, I started thinking about him. Immediately I started thinking about the man that called my phone months ago. I saw that the videos were old. The dates were before, they weren't old. It was before me. I don't know what y'all consider old. Y'all may think this story is old because it happened in 2022. But this is just 2025. And I had to try to heal all on my own. I had to make sure I was good. I'm still healthy. I had to make sure I was good mentally and physically to bring this story to y'all. Everything made sense after that. Everything made sense, and that's all I wanted to see. What was really going on. I believe that he had been doing it. He looked it up like a professional. He looked it like he loved what he was doing. He loved. That's what he loved. When I think about it and look back, like that is what he loved. That's what he loved. Eating booty, pussy, whatever the hell y'all call it, whatever. But that's what he loved, and that was the reason why he was fighting. He wanted to love me. He was trying. He was learning to love me and probably trying. But you have to admit to yourself who you are, and you have to be yourself, and you have to give people options. You cannot just go in full throttle and you leaving out the most juiciest information that a person need to know about you off the rip. Like, I'm a whole gangster out here. Like, what I look like what I look like. Then it made sense. Like, he would never come to Memphis. He would never come to my city. Like, he would never come to none of my family events, nothing. Like, I went to his family stuff. I went to Houston when it was time to go to Houston. Like, I went to Austin when it was time to go to Austin. Like, whatever he had going on, I was involved in it, but he wasn't involved in anything that I had going on. He didn't care to meet well, he did, but the thing is, he would not come to Memphis. That's the thing. That's the thing. He wouldn't come to my city for whatever reason. That was the reason, because they would have called that shit out off the rip. And I can say that who he is now is who he should have been then. He wasn't flamboyant. He wasn't he wasn't all that sassy like he is now. Like, I've actually helped him come out the closet, because I have been spreading this story around. I'm trying to get it to many ears that it can go to, go in and listen and take heed, because I was very, very confused. And so let's get to it. So after I woke him up, I was just crying. I just kept saying, you. He was like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, no, your phone. I'm like, you kept saying it. And then I just got my stuff. I just grabbed something. I just grabbed a robe or something. I don't know. I grabbed something, put something on, and I just left. As I do. I just leave. I just left. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to have, what do I say? What can you even say? And he keeps saying he not. Like, what the fuck you call this? Experiment? That's what he said. It was an experiment. He was experimenting. That's what he said. And as perfect as he was doing those acts on them guys, that was not no damn experiment. Bro, you need a class. You need a class on that. Now you need a class on that for real. Somebody needs to know how to do that like you doing it. No, seriously. But yeah, that shit hurt. That shit hurt. It sucked, and I was so scared. I was scared. I was just scared. I was scared of my what was going on with my body. Even though I had felt the same, it just was. I know that I am going through. You know, I got somebody else transplanting my body. I got health issues for real. Like, they're not nothing to play with. And you sitting in here playing in my face, knowing that you have been doing all of these sexual acts with men. Yeah, that was part 6 of how I found out the man I was screwing in a relationship with had got proposed to was screwing other men. Be back with part 7. All right, y'all. I'm back with part 8. I've done this 3 times, and I've said the G word 3 times. So look, y'all, let's try to do this without saying the G word. Let me get the part 8 out, okay? So bam, I woke him up with the videos. We went back and forth. He kept saying he's not. I kept saying, yes, you are. He kept saying he was experimenting. That shit looked like a professional did it. It's just a lot. That's all we were doing, going back and forth. I was crying. So I grabbed my robe. I left. Bam. I slept in my car all night. I left. I cried in my car all night. He called all night. Begging me to come back. I went back the next morning, though, when I was ready. I wasn't ready because I don't know how ready you could be trying to deal with something like this. And, of course, I knew we wasn't going to be together from the jump. Not from the jump, but from January. I knew we weren't going to be together nothing past that doggone proposal December 29th. So, it's because of how he was acting and moving. Like, it wasn't no way that I was going to deal with that. No way in the world. So, we went back and forth. He was good for like 2-3 days after that. He gave me my space. I didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. It was quiet. He was leaving, coming in now. I was doing my regular thing. We would say very little to each other. I knew that he was going to leave because his money was coming. So when you already know somebody going to leave, like, just let him leave, you know, because, of course, he don't got nowhere else to go. Go to his mom's house. They ain't talking. They ain't getting along. Like, they ain't talking at this time at all. That's the last place he would want to be. So, of course, he still was there at the house. He started gathering his stuff, and but we started arguing one day. We had a real bad argument, and he went on and left. And he wanted me to stop him so bad. He just, like, was taking his time. I'm kind of saying, go on, get out. He moving real slow. He really wanted me to beg him and stop him. That's the type of man. He wants you to beg and plead, but after, like, I could do it to a real nigga, but not no. I can't beg no to stay. No, I'm not doing it. So, of course, I let him go because that shit was over. So I had never stopped thinking about him saying, he asked me, did I have any question? He like, you got anything to ask me? I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah, I got something. Did you do it with the man in my truck back in October? When the nigga, the dude had text my phone. I called my phone and shit. Did you do it with him? Like, did you do it with him in my truck? He said, no. He looked me dead in my face and said, no. But this shit, I knew I couldn't believe nothing else he had said, baby, months ago, I couldn't believe nothing else he had said, because the way what he was saying and how he was moving was 2 different things. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't believe it. Okay, so I know that the videos were before me, but that phone call happened during the relationship. And the man said he had did it with him the week before that, which was during the relationship. So my main concern was what happened during the relationship. At this time, I already know what happened before, but during the relationship, did you do it with that man in my truck? That was what I wanted to know. So he told me no, and I still didn't believe it. He went on about his business. He was gone out the house. I had sent his mama the video. Sure did. I sent it to his mammy, because she need to know she raised up. Yeah. And she gonna say, he said it ain't him. I guess they watched it together or something. And he said it wasn't him. And I'm like, what you say? Cause what you mean? All that man tattoos in that video, the big old rings he like to wear in them videos, his face is in the video overall. His whole freaking face. And you gonna sit here and, all right, whatever, lady. All right, you know what? Go on, take up for your son. I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know if you knew already. Now you make me think you knew already. Now you playing. Because now this video show clear as day your son doing ass activities with another man. Excuse me. But anyway, so bam. So she like she didn't want to believe it when not she know she see it. Like, I don't know, woo gays ass shit. So I'm determined to know if they did it in my truck at this point. I want to know that. By this time, I already made me one appointment. Because I'm going to the OBGYN. I'm going and I'm going to get a second opinion. I'm going to another one. Before I made my second appointment, I called that boyfriend number back. And then I hung up. I just wanted to see if the phone was going to work. Then I called back home to Memphis and I called my old hairstylist. And he's in a wheelchair and he's also bisexual. And he know how to talk. I said, you got to get this tea for me. I got to know if that man did it with him in my truck. I just got to know. I said, I need you to come talk. I'm finna call him on three-way. I need you to talk to him and tell him that I wanted to know what was going on. Like, I wasn't trying to, he felt like, okay, so when bam, forget that. So he was like, okay, sister, I got you. I called the dude on the phone. He answered the phone. They immediately started talking. Girl, this thing. Yeah, girl, this my sister was talking to this dude named Whoop-de-Woo. And he, yeah, she just found some stuff in his phone and she trying to see, like, you had called her months ago. You had called her some months ago and you said something about you messing with him in her truck or you messing with him the week before that. And you didn't say what kind of car he was in when he pulled up on you. And he immediately said, that bitch had an attitude. She was talking. She didn't believe me. I was trying to tell her. And I'm like, he wasn't trying to tell me, but I had the phone on mute. I'm listening to them, and I'm on mute, and I'm, not crying yet. I'm just listening. I'm like, I was trying to hear you. I'm trying to hear you out. You hung up on me. So I didn't get to say none of that or whatever, but this is just what I was trying to say. So he was talking to him. He was like, yeah, so he was like, what happened? Did you deal with him or what? He was like, yes, I dealt with him. Did I? He was like, yeah, he used to treat me very well. I be telling these dudes to tell they women what's going on because I dealt with him for a long time. He an artist. He used to hold doors for me. He's real polite. He take good care of me. He was real gentle with me, real soft. He wasn't rough with me. And my friend asked him, was he a boy, like a soft boy, was he a tranny? And he said he was a soft boy. And he was like, so how many dudes do you sleep with? Like, that man said he sleep with 30 dudes a week, 30 guys a week, and he don't like using protection, as we can see that in the videos. He don't have on no. All right, y'all, part 9 of how I found out. Okay, so him and the sweet man been screwing. I'm not sure if that's him in the videos, but I know that he said that he did sleep with him the week before he called my phone and called me delusional. Okay, so he did sleep with him then in my truck. So my friend got all this tea out of him. He was saying all type of stuff. I know that he don't use rubbers. He said he don't like to use rubbers. He said that he have over almost 30, up to 30 dates a week. He said he don't like to go to the doctor. If he do, it's every 6 months. He'll go once a year. So with all this information, I had one appointment already set up. So I made another doctor's appointment with a whole different OBGYN. It's like I was gonna need a second opinion or something, girl. I didn't know what was gonna happen. So yeah, but by the grace of God, By the grace of God, I was all negative for everything. Negative for everything. They tested me for everything both times at two different doctors. So that was very soothing for my ears, but it still hurt at the same time. Um, I was trying to, you know, get back to my life instead of just crying or having a thought in my head about what I had saw, and it's still very traumatizing to this day. But of course, it doesn't move me. It doesn't bother me. No to y'all question. Am I still with him? No. Actually, we're going back and forth, beefing, arguing over me telling this story. But I have been telling it piece by piece to women in different settings. Wherever I've been, I have expressed my story because I do want women to be aware. I'm not telling this story to down bash nobody. Like I said, I take full accountability for my own actions, for moving too fast, for sleeping with him too fast. All that stuff was too fast. But of course, we all done gave up some ass. So that's just how it was. I thought I was in love. He pretended to be somebody that he wasn't, and this how it turned out. So he kind of will say that he's admitting to it. He will admit to it because, for one, how could you not admit to it? It's your face. So I've been telling my story. You can find my whole interview on part 1 and 2 on an app called Rumble. It's similar to YouTube. It's under the Truth Teller, and it's my whole little summarize my life, and then this story came after. So if you want to go watch that, you can. But just a little bit more. I don't feel like it today, y'all, but I will bring y'all receipts, messages. I will read messages that he sent me in 2024, which was last year. He was sending me an apology. It's like a long novel. His mom even sent me an apology, telling me how much I was the best thing that ever happened to her son. I don't need a vouch for who I am. I don't need a validation for who I am neither. I know I most of the time be the best thing ever happened to anybody in my presence. Goddamn it, I'm the present, I'm the gift, especially with a man. Whatever, you can say whatever you want. I wouldn't have came if I wasn't ready for y'all negativity. Okay, y'all be the main ones asking for peace, but y'all be negative as fuck. So I wouldn't have brought the story to you all if I wasn't ready for whatever may come my way. So I've been told that he's gonna do a story time. I don't know what the fuck his story time could be about, other than telling y'all, verifying what I've already said. Like I said, I would bring receipts. I can't show actual videos and nothing like that on here, so y'all can't see what's going on. But I'm telling y'all the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, so I also sent the video to his current girlfriend, which she's okay with it, and that is fine. She's a young girl. She may not have everything she need on her own. She may need a man, really need a man. And sometimes women are satisfied with the piece of man they got. They on their bed to right shit. I'm not. I want the whole package. I ain't gonna lie. So at this point, I for sure want the whole package. I don't want nothing at all. But y'all, this concludes part 8. I know it's very short, but I just wanted to get the rest of that out to you all. Let y'all know that I did reach out to the guy that had called my phone and called me delusional or whatever. He did sleep with him during the relationship, and he continuously lied about it. So